What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here, and in this video I want to talk about why Song of Flame is the best super in Destiny 2. I've been wanting to make this video since shortly after the final shape released and Song of Flame came into the game. But as often happens, I get so busy with other videos that certain ideas are put on the back burner. And then as time went on, I figured Bungie would tone it down, but with the recent TWIDs we've gotten, it seems that they won't be touching it. So now I'm finally getting around to making this video that details why Song of Flame is the best super in the game. I'm going to describe everything this powerful super does and why it's so damn powerful. So if I show you the Destiny Data Compendium, it shows a laundry list of things that this super can do. So I'm going to be breaking it down step by step. And speaking of the Destiny Data Compendium, a huge shout out to them for all the hard work on the information gathering that they do. This video wouldn't be possible without them. The link to their spreadsheet is in the description of every one of my videos. So first, it provides 90% damage resistance, which is just a ton of DR. This allows you to basically tank any damage, even stuff like Lucent Knights and GMs, so you're pretty much unkillable. It also gives your teammates 30% DR when they are within 15 meters of the supercaster, and it also gives allies 15% increased grenade, melee, and class ability so that they can spam abilities even more often. You also get scorching rounds on all your solar and kinetic weapons. The values are on screen now. I won't go through them all individually, but when you see the numbers with a little plus next to them, that just means Ember of Ashes is applied, which applies more Scorch. So this can be really powerful when paired with something like Dragon's Breath, as you can apply Scorch with your weapons to help trigger more ignitions and get it to auto reload more frequently. So those are just some of the benefits, but how does the super actually work? Well, it replaces your grenade with a Solar Wisp, and then it gives you extremely quick melee cooldowns. If you have Celestial Fire on, you will keep Celestial Fire, but if you're on Prismatic, then whatever melee you have will now be Incinerator Snap. You can use your basic melee with Incinerator Snap equipped, and it deals increased damage as well as stacking Scorch. It deals 55.6% more damage than a base Incinerator Snap, and it uses the melee charge. Your charged melee in your super uses 2.4% of your super and regens after only 1.75 seconds. Next is your class ability. Your class ability drains 6% of your super and regens after 2.85 seconds. The grenade uses twice as much super energy as the melee at 4.8% and recharges after 2 seconds, and the Wisp deals 40 stacks of Scorch or 60 with Ember of Ashes. It can also spawn 3 additional Wisps to hit nearby enemies, something I didn't even realize until I made this video. But with the grenade using double your super energy, it's not really worth using for boss damage. Usually when I'm using this super, I'm just using the Incinerator Snap, as one snap can cause ignitions which deal more single target damage than the grenade, and they use less energy. And as I showed before, the snap deals more damage, but the ignition damage remains the same whether it's just a base Incinerator Snap or the one in your super. And another great thing with only using the snap is your super then lasts longer, and the ignition from it can clear a bunch of ads. So to me, the best way to use Song of Flame is to just use the melee sparingly and then just deal damage with your weapons. Like I said, your kinetic and solar weapons can deal scorch damage, so I like to just deal damage with my weapons. They deal 25% more damage thanks to Radiant, and they also have anti-barrier thanks to you being Radiant. And one thing I need to mention is that Radiant is getting a nerf to 20% in Episode Heresy, where it will remain 25% on Well, but they didn't say anything about Song of Flame. So I guess maybe the super is getting a small nerf, but it's still extremely powerful. Being able to walk around with permanent Radiant and huge DR is extremely strong in endgame, and that is the true power of Song of Flame. It is unique to every other super in the game in that you can use your weapons while in your super. And to me, that is the ultimate utility. You're a walking tank thanks to the damage resistance, and then you can stun any champion while in your super. That's truly what makes it so great. As a solo GM player, that utility is unmatched. It's so frustrating being in a super and a barrier champion will pop its shield or an overload starts to regen. But with Song of Flame, you don't need to worry about it. Plus, with permanent Radiant during your super, you have anti-barrier rounds, so if you're running a damage over time weapon like Anarchy or Dragon's Breath, then you can easily stun a barrier champ without even actively shooting it. As well, damage over time is great because you can deal damage with your super abilities or your other weapons. This makes it very strong in boss damage phases as well. But yeah, the true power is its utility against champions. Another cool interaction is if you're getting jolt kills with Crown of Tempest, you can actually extend the duration of your super with Conduction Tines. This is a very unique interaction, but just another way it becomes very powerful. And this also got a little bit easier to do with the addition of the new weapon perk Jolting Feedback. Another cool interaction is if you pop Transcendence, you can spam your abilities and then pop your super, and if you're slaying out with the super, it will also extend your Transcendence. It extends it so much sometimes that you can be Transcendent through the whole super and still come out with some Transcendence energy. And another amazing thing with Song of Flame is it regenerates all your melees and your grenade when you are finished with it. So the most optimal way to use it is to chuck out your melee and grenade before popping Song of Flame, then when you pop the super and come out of it, you have full abilities again. This is great for boss damage phases and just general gameplay. So that is basically everything you need to know about Song of Flame. It's incredibly powerful in so many ways. It has great ad clear, great single target damage, great survivability, a pretty quick passive cooldown. It just really doesn't have any weaknesses. And speaking of the passive cooldown, it didn't get the recent buff to roaming super cooldowns, and rightfully so. I don't think it really needs it, but I did want to point that out. But yeah, there just really isn't anything that the super can't do. I've used this super extensively, and without it, I probably would have never been able to solo the Lightblade GM. The survivability is just too good. Anyways, that's about it for the video. If you found it informative, then a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. And if you're still here, then thanks so much for watching to the end. Let me know if you agree that Song of Flame is insanely strong, or if you think it sucks and I'm wrong. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Hey, if you're still here, then thanks so much for watching to the end. If you like what I do and you want to support me further, then consider becoming a channel member. You'll get your name featured on the end screen, custom badges, and other cool rewards. You can also join my community Discord if that interests you, and if you want to see me stream, be sure to follow me on Twitch at itstizzle7 where I stream semi-regularly. Those are linked in the description. Anyways, that's enough self-promotion. Thanks for watching. Take care.